In just 1 year, China completed projects experts said would take decades. The scale is overwhelming, the speed is shocking, and the global impact is impossible to ignore. Join us and let's explore the 8 Chinese mega-projects from 2025 that shocked the world. Let's go.
Number 10. Shenzhen Indoor Ski Resort, largest indoor slope. Shenzhen sits in one of the most tropical parts of China. Average temperature hovers around 23 degrees Celsius year-round. Palm trees, humidity, beaches, and yet they built the largest indoor ski slope on the entire planet right there. The structural complexity is absolutely insane. 3 distinct difficulty levels with dedicated areas for beginners, intermediates, and advanced skiers who want to push their limits. The entire system runs on cutting-edge technology. Facial recognition at turnstiles speeds up entry. Ultra-precise thermal control maintains perfect snow conditions 24/7. Massive cooling systems work constantly to keep everything frozen, while outside it's hot enough to cook an egg on the sidewalk. The craziest part? The place stays packed. Enormous lines snake up to the top of the advanced slope every single day. Expert skiers bomb down at high speed, while families who've never seen snow in their lives try skiing for the first time. Around the main slope, the complex expands into shopping centers, areas for other sports like indoor diving, and a vast commercial development that keeps growing. Who would have imagined southern China producing a new generation obsessed with skiing? But the logic makes perfect sense. When infrastructure exists, people show up, period. Families from tropical regions who never experienced winter sports now have access without expensive trips to distant mountains or foreign countries. The place employs thousands. Ski instructors teaching techniques, lift operators keeping things moving, retail workers selling gear, restaurant staff feeding hungry skiers. Inside stays consistently freezing, outside stays scorching. The engineering required to maintain this temperature difference runs around the clock, with snowmaking machines producing perfect powder constantly.
The Zhengzhou East Railway Station expansion created the largest train station on the entire planet, designed to impress through both massive scale and ruthless efficiency. The built area covers 1.23 million square meters. That equals 170 football fields laid side by side. The infrastructure includes 15 platforms, 209 tracks, and capacity to process up to 16,000 passengers per hour during absolute peak chaos. Everything operates like perfectly choreographed ballet. This serves as a pilot project for the Station City integration concept. 7 high-speed rail lines converge here, 2 conventional railways, 4 metro lines, all connected by a zero-transfer system that lets passengers move seamlessly from one transport mode to another without ever leaving the building. No breaks, no wasted time hunting for connections, no dragging luggage up and down stairs between separate terminals. Currently, the second floor sits relatively empty, but that changes soon. Dozens of shops and restaurants will open for business in coming months. The trend is crystal clear. Transform traveling from a stressful, functional necessity into an actually enjoyable experience. Wide open spaces flooded with natural lighting, information counters staffed with English-speaking attendants, digital displays showing real-time updates in multiple languages. Everything signals that China thinks on a global scale now. The station operates like a small, self-contained city. People arrive from distant provinces, transfer to local metro lines, grab food, shop for gifts, and continue their journeys without stepping outside into weather. Digital systems track every train, every passenger flow pattern, every potential bottleneck in real time. When delays happen, the system automatically reroutes passengers to alternative connections before problems compound. The technology running behind the scenes rivals what you find at major international airports.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item.
Number 8. Shenzhen Ocean Sports Center by Zaha Hadid. Covering an absolutely massive 70 hectares at the southern tip of Shenzhen, this sports complex is simply colossal.
Zaha Hadid architects teamed up with the Guangdong Architectural Design Institute to create something that mixes monumental scale with cultural identity and serious innovation. The numbers are almost hard to believe. A main stadium that seats 60,000 people, a covered arena with room for 20,000, an aquatic center with 4,000 seats dedicated to swimming and diving competitions. All of this packed into a single integrated complex. The design draws deep inspiration from Lingnan culture and the region's historical relationship with the ocean. Watching a major sporting event with the actual sea as your backdrop creates an experience you can't get in most landlocked stadiums. The execution speed impresses just as much as the design itself. Construction kicked off in August 2023. By 2024, the main structure was already standing tall. Early 2025 saw the exterior cladding completely finished. That's Chinese speed in action, transforming wild architectural concepts into concrete reality in record time. Despite the grandeur, they designed the complex to be environmentally responsible. Sustainable materials throughout, a lighting system specifically engineered not to mess with migratory bird routes. Direct integration with surrounding natural wetlands shows that massive scale and environmental sustainability can actually work together. The arena adapts to over 20 different sports. Ice hockey one week, basketball the next, then cultural events and massive concerts. This isn't just a stadium sitting empty most of the year. It's multifunctional infrastructure built for constant use and maximum return on investment. The versatility means the place stays active and profitable, instead of becoming a white elephant that drains city budgets.
Number 7. Huajiang Grand Canyon Bridge, Guizhou Province. The Huajiang Grand Canyon Bridge in Guizhou Province stands as one of the planet's highest bridges. The deck sits 625 meters above the canyon floor. That's taller than most skyscrapers you see in major cities. The total length stretches an impressive 1,508 meters, spanning the entire abyss. Construction took 7 years, running from 2018 until September 2025. Workers operated in some of the most extreme, rugged, and remote terrain China has to offer. The challenges looked impossible from day one. Workers operated at absolutely dizzying heights in all weather conditions. Getting materials to the construction site required helicopters and specialized equipment most countries don't even own. The margin for error was basically zero. One serious mistake at that height meant potential disaster. The cable system had to handle powerful winds that rip through mountain canyons like freight trains. Engineers calculated for earthquakes, massive temperature swings, and the constant stress of heavy traffic pounding across daily. But the effort paid off massively. The bridge cuts travel time by up to 2 hours through mountainous regions that were practically inaccessible before. For local communities, the impact showed up immediately and profoundly. Agricultural products that took hours to reach markets now arrive quickly while still fresh. Tourists who avoided the region due to difficult access now show up easily with cameras ready. Villages that were basically cut off from modern civilization now have daily access to hospitals, schools, and markets. Young people no longer need to permanently leave their hometowns to find decent opportunities. A bridge isn't just concrete and cables suspended in air. It's economic development, social mobility, and hope stretched across an impossible gap.
Shenzhen Cultural Plaza Complex. November 2025 saw the opening of the Shenzhen Cultural Plaza, one of the most ambitious and expensive urban projects ever attempted in the city. The price tag? A jaw-dropping $5.3 billion. That puts it among the largest cultural investments in Shenzhen's entire history. Construction started in 2020. The main structure wrapped up in 2024 after years of advanced planning and serious engineering muscle. But the real game changer goes way beyond just the massive scale. The project reflects a completely new urban philosophy for Shenzhen. About 45 years ago, this place was just a fishing village. Nobody, nowhere. Then it grew rapidly following a car-centric model copied from Hong Kong. Cars everywhere, highways cutting through neighborhoods, pedestrians as an afterthought. This new cultural plaza breaks from that pattern completely and repositions the city for a different future, a space actually made for humans instead of vehicles. Inside the buildings, the concept gets even bolder. The spaces house exhibition halls, art galleries, theaters, multifunctional auditoriums, libraries, and creative centers, all connected by wide corridors flooded with natural light and smart ventilation that actually works.
The architecture favors open, fluid, accessible environments, where culture, education, and social interaction blend together organically instead of being separated into isolated boxes. Walking through the plaza feels like moving through a giant, breathing work of art. The buildings flow into each other with seamless transitions. Public spaces actually invite you to sit down, talk, and just exist without the constant pressure to buy something or keep moving. Green spaces integrate with concrete and glass in ways that make sense instead of feeling forced. The result goes beyond just being a cultural complex. It's a working model for sustainable urban development, where interior and exterior spaces connect naturally, redefining how cities can grow without completely destroying quality of life.
Number 5. Shanghai Astronomy Museum, world's largest planetarium. Shanghai opened the world's largest astronomy museum in 2021, but the 2025 expansions and new exhibits transformed it into something completely different. This isn't your typical planetarium with a dome and some projectors. The entire building has no straight lines. Zero. The whole structure curves and spirals like it's defying the laws of architecture. Designed by Enrichment architects, the 39,000 square meter complex looks like a massive sundial from above. The building itself functions as a giant astronomical instrument. The oculus, a circular opening in the roof, tracks the sun's movement throughout the day, casting a circle of light that moves across the floor. Visitors watch this light shift in real time, connecting them directly to Earth's rotation. Inside, 3 main theaters blow your mind in different ways. The Sky Theater projects 8K resolution images of space across a dome that makes you feel like you're floating through the cosmos. The Sphere Theater suspends you in a giant ball, while 360-degree projections surround you completely. The Digital Sky Theater uses real astronomical data to recreate accurate views of distant galaxies. But here's what makes it wild. The museum uses actual meteorites, moon rocks, and Mars samples throughout the exhibits. You're not looking at replicas or photos. You're standing inches away from chunks of other worlds. Kids press their faces against glass cases containing rocks older than Earth itself. The solar system walkway scales distances accurately, forcing you to walk forever between planets to understand just how empty space really is.
Lishui in Zhejiang province just jumped from isolated mountain city to connected hub in one move. July 2025 marked the opening of a fully operational airport that completely changed the game for the region, just 4 years from concept to final delivery. The infrastructure numbers look impressive on paper: a 2,800-meter runway, a terminal covering 12,000 square meters, initial capacity for 1 million passengers and 4,000 tons of cargo annually. But the real story is what this means for people living there. Before this airport, Lishui sat far from China's economic powerhouses, disconnected, overlooked. Getting anywhere meant grueling hours on winding mountain roads that made you carsick just thinking about them. Now the city has direct flights to Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. What used to eat up an entire day of travel got reduced to minutes in the air. Tourism exploded almost immediately. Hotels started popping up, new businesses began moving in because suddenly location wasn't a death sentence anymore. Investments accelerated. The local economy began spinning at a completely different speed. Local farmers who struggled to get fresh products to market before they spoiled now ship goods to major cities within hours. Prices they get for their produce jumped because freshness matters. Real estate values shot up as people realized they could live in beautiful mountains without sacrificing access to urban opportunities and jobs. Young people who left for bigger cities are actually coming back now. Their hometown suddenly has a future. The airport didn't just bring planes, it brought hope, opportunity, and economic possibilities that people in Lishui never thought they'd see.
Number 3. Chongqing Raffle City, 8 towers connected by a sky bridge. Chongqing sits where 2 rivers meet, so they built something that matches that geography. Raffle City Chongqing has 8 separate towers arranged in 2 groups of 4. But here's the crazy part. A massive horizontal skyscraper connects the tops of 4 towers simultaneously. This sky bridge stretches 300 meters across open air, sitting 250 meters above the ground. It's called the Crystal. The thing weighs 12,000 tons and hangs between towers like someone copy-pasted a cruise ship into the sky. Inside the Crystal, you find restaurants, bars, observation decks, and an infinity pool where you can swim while looking straight down at the city far below.
The psychological effect of swimming in the clouds breaks most people's brains. The 8 towers themselves reach different heights, creating a layered skyline. The tallest hits 350 meters, with residential apartments commanding views of both rivers. The design by Moshe Safdie integrated the rivers into the concept. From above, the whole complex looks like a ship sailing where the Yangtze and Jialing rivers merge. Construction took 8 years because coordinating 8 towers simultaneously tested every project management system they had. Workers built the crystal on the ground, then lifted it into position using a complex hydraulic system. Precision mattered because millimeters of error would mean the pieces wouldn't connect. They got it right. The crystal sits perfectly, connecting towers that sway slightly in wind independently of each other. Flexible joints accommodate movement without cracking.
Number 2. Shenzhen Science and Technology Museum by Zaha Hadid Architects. Shenzhen opened something absolutely insane in May 2025. The Shenzhen Science and Technology Museum, designed by Zaha Hadid Architects. Yeah, the same legendary firm behind the most iconic buildings of our century. This beast spans 128,000 square meters and feels like stepping into a spaceship that landed in the middle of China's tech capital. The centerpiece hits you immediately, a massive, pulsating eye made entirely of LED screens that literally tracks your movement as you walk. No joke, the thing follows you around like something out of a sci-fi movie. Nearly 1,000 interactive exhibitions fill the space. Floor-to-ceiling screens wrap around multiple stories. Digital domes give you 360-degree views where reality just dissolves into pixels and light. Over 200 educational programs run simultaneously, transforming boring science textbook stuff into pure visual spectacle. Kids sprint from one display to another, while adults stand there frozen, jaws on the floor, watching black hole simulations and neural network projections blast across entire walls. The building itself curves and flows in that signature Hadid style. Every corner you turn reveals another mind-bending installation. Holograms float in midair. Touch-sensitive panels respond to your hand movements. Virtual reality stations let you walk on Mars or dive into the ocean depths. The whole experience makes you realize museums don't have to be quiet, dusty places with roped-off displays. When you throw enough innovation and money at something, you can turn learning into an amusement park for your brain. This isn't education. It's entertainment that accidentally teaches you quantum physics.
Number 1. Yangtze River Bridge Crossing, Jiangsu Province. Jiangsu Province just completed one of the most ambitious river crossings in modern Chinese history. After nearly 8 years of construction that kicked off in 2017, this monumental bridge over the Yangtze River officially opened. The total length stretches about 10 kilometers, but the real showstopper is the main span of roughly 1,000 meters, suspended by an advanced steel cable system. The engineering behind this thing pushes technical limits to places they've never been before. Designed to handle absolutely brutal traffic flow, the bridge connects strategic regions of the Yangtze Delta. Tens of thousands of vehicles cross daily with dramatically improved speed and safety. The impact showed up immediately. Travel time got absolutely slashed. Logistics between provinces became way smoother. The entire region saw economic growth explode almost overnight. For truck drivers hauling goods across the country, this translates to serious cash savings on fuel, fewer hours wasted sitting in traffic, and routes they can actually predict. Local shipping companies cut delivery times in half. Supply chains that used to have bottlenecks at river crossings now flow like water. Beyond just being a bridge, this structure shows how Chinese engineering completely redefines what's possible with infrastructure and connectivity on a continental scale. The construction challenges were absolutely brutal. Building over the Yangtze meant dealing with unpredictable currents that could flip equipment. Extreme weather conditions shut down work for weeks at a time. They had to build above one of the world's busiest waterways without disrupting thousands of ships passing underneath daily. The materials they used can withstand typhoons and earthquakes. Communities that used to spend half their day traveling to the nearest city now make the trip during a lunch break.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.